A huge update regarding express entry has recently been announced by IRCC, where they released a notification regarding the new occupation targeting category focus approach that IRCC Minister Sean Fraser is going to take. This will change the express entry very soon because of Bill C-19, which we have discussed multiple times in my previous videos. A tentative list of categories and some occupations have been hinted at in this new letter from IRCC. Let's go straight ahead and dive into this notification letter and try to understand this because this is a lot of information. Canada's immigration system is critical to supporting its economic recovery and building a stronger Canada. Basically, IRCC starts by explaining why immigration is so important for an economically stronger Canada for all of us. It tries to explain why Canada still needs immigrants. IRCC even goes on to say that immigrants are a central pillar of Canada's economic recovery from the pandemic and for future success. Scroll down a little and you will see key insights about express entry. Well, between 2019 to 2021, of those candidates invited to apply for permanent residence through express entry, the most common primary occupations were so on, as you can see: food supervisors, administrative assistants, and so on. Now, these were primary occupations during COVID. I'm not saying all of them will change, but we might see some changes in the occupation list. We might see more focus on occupations that will help Canada in achieving its economic goals a little more directly. Okay, next up is what is category-based selection? Let's look at the process of determining new categories. This is a very important part of this notification from IRCC. The categories for category-based selection will be determined by collecting data and analyzing labor market information, in addition to receiving feedback from our partners including provinces and territories and key stakeholders across the country. Now things get a little tricky over here. Concerns have been shown as to who are these partners that IRCC used to gather this information. And it seems like the plans were made long ago by IRCC, which is instead of reaching a collective decision or conclusion, they just came up with a new plan. Let's hear what Mark Holt, who is a very reputable immigration lawyer in Lethbridge, Alberta, has to say about all this.
Great concerns, because when you have a list, how you create that list automatically gives favor to certain individuals, certain industries.
Now this next part is very important. Proposed priorities and categories for selection. Okay. See, more often than not, the proposed or possible categories turn out to be the real deal. This is giving us major hints as to what the categories are going to look like, if not exactly the same as they are being proposed in this letter. Now, scrolling down a little bit, you'll see a possible category selecting candidates based on work experience in a particular occupation or sector. It suggests having a category just for candidates who have work experience in a particular occupation. The clear takeaway from this is it's like having a PNP draw but on a federal level, because that's what PNPs do. Candidates are invited on the basis of the needs and demands of that specific province. Now if we scroll down a little, or we don't even have to, the second possible category is transitioning international student graduates to permanent residents. Alright, now this is something IRCC has really been pressing hard on. Canada loves international students. Not only do they bring a lot of money into the country, but also once they graduate from a Canadian institute and have some Canadian work experience under their belt, it is much easier for these candidates to fit into the workforce, which in turn will help Canada boost its economy. Also, because these students are mostly young, they will stay in the workforce for a long time in the future. This is also helping Canada tackle the problems of having a lot of retirements in the next 10 to 15 years. And because we don't have enough youth to fill these positions, as we already discussed earlier in this video, which is basically why immigration is so much important for Canada. By reading between the lines, you can possibly choose which province would you move to, well, either for studying or for a work visa, because the shortage of workforce in a particular field in a particular province will dictate how quick and how easy your road is going to be for Canadian residency. So that's what this whole thing was about. And the next possible category is transitioning temporary foreign workers to permanent residents. Again, generally speaking, it is easier for temporary workers working in Canada to get residency than for someone who is not physically in Canada right now. As it says over here, The immigrants with previous temporary Canadian work experience generally have better labor market integration and are unlikely to experience the same degree of difficulty transferring their skills and experience when they look for a new job. So I think that the intention is clearly there to streamline the transition and give more opportunities for talent that is already present in Canada. In 2021, approximately 168,600 individuals transitioned from temporary worker status to permanent residence. And this is a big number. If we scroll down, we're basically down to the last 2 points here. So the last 2 points are related to supporting Francophone immigration and economic growth in Francophone minority communities. And secondly, selecting Francophone and bilingual candidates. IRCC says that they are committed to contributing to the development of these communities and supporting their economic prosperity, as well as encouraging Francophone immigration outside Quebec. So this letter gives us quite some insight and hints about how the new express entry is going to look like. We just need to wait and watch now. If you liked my video, please subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to like and share this video. See you next time.